how do you maximize the points? How do some people get 100, 110, 120 points for skilled migration for Australia? Now, we're talking about the subclass 189, 190, and the 491, which is the visas that government invites you on for pretty much permanent residency, or for the 491 that can lead to permanent residency. Let's break down how you can rack up the maximum amount of points and what people do to get that maximum points to be invited first. Now, first, let's talk age. If you're aged between 25 and 32, you can claim the maximum amount of points, a huge 30, right? You have to remember that generally people are around 90 to 100 points, varies from occupations and the demand for it. But from that 100 points, if you're getting 30, that's 30%. So it's important to break it down in terms of percentages, even though 30 points may not sound like much. Then you can still apply up until the age of 45 for the visa, as long as you're invited before 45. So it's important to know that you may still be eligible. Next, English language skills. So if you score superior English test results, which are usually 8 in each for the IELTS or 79 in each for PTE, for each of the 4 main components, you'll get the maximum 20 points. But you can still apply with competent English as well, which is 6 in each for IELTS or 50 in each for the PTE. Now let's dive into work experience. How do they maximize the points when it comes to that? If you have more than 8+ years of experience overseas, you can claim 15 points. If you have more than 8+ years of experience in Australia, in your occupation, you can claim 20 points. But the total amount of points that can be claimed for experience is 20, even if you're combining the overseas and the Australian. Now, if you have a doctorate degree, you can claim 20 points. Anything that is bachelor's or master's, you can generally claim 15 points. Master's by research or doctorate in a specialist education field, you can claim an extra 10 points. If you've studied in Australia, you get an extra 5 points. If you've done a professional year for your occupations, there's only a limited amount of occupations which the professional year actually applies to, you can claim another 5 points. If you're able to translate from one language to another, you can potentially do the NAATI CCL test, which is the Credentialed Community Language Test, which can give you another 5 points. If you've studied in a regional area, another 5 points. If you have a partner that's Australian or you're single, you get 10 points. If your partner has an occupation on the same list as you and they've got competent English, then you can also claim the 10 points. If your partner does not have these, then you may not be able to claim points for your partner. So 5 points for each, the skill assessment for the partner and the competent English for the partner. If you're being invited by the state government on the subclass 190, you get an additional 5 points. And if you're being invited by the state government on the regional nominated visa, which is the 491, then you get an extra 15 points. For the 189, you don't get any extra points for invitation. So maximize your points and get ready to take the next step to Australia. Now, you can apply from outside Australia as well. Certain states are open to inviting people located offshore, and then you can apply from within Australia as well. Of course, if you're in Australia, it has the highest chance of being invited, especially if you're a graduate from that state or you reside in that state already. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more notifications regarding these visas.